Hey, no avak toiv my dear friends, let's take some tzedakah, and tzedakah, as we know, is the best protection. And, oh, indeed, protection we need. We need it all over, especially our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael, from within and from without. But now, particularly, I'd like to focus on something else. And that is the fact that the last few days, especially yesterday, wake up in the morning, open the window to get some fresh air, and I'm smelling fire, smoke. So I realized that these are the effects of the wildfires that are burning in different parts of Canada, east, west, Quebec. And in fact, yesterday, Environment Canada announced that Montreal had the most polluted air in the world. What an achievement. Finally, Montreal has reached top number one. And they explained that the air quality, which is called AQHI, Air Quality Health Index, for Montreal is 10 plus, which corresponds to a very high risk level. Further, in Nova Scotia, finally, the evacuees are permitted to return to their homes after 13 days to avoid the dangers of fires and smoke inhalation. New York City, as I'm sure you know, heard, Brooklyn, last week or 2 weeks ago, was engulfed in the yellow-orange smog, causing serious health hazard and an unusually eerie feeling. The fires are burning in Canada, but in addition to the fact that, as you know, Canadians are very generous and we like to share, in this case, our miseries, but it also tells us we don't live in isolation. Anything happening in one part of the world affects the other part of the world. But what is the issue with these fires? So health professionals explain that wildfire smoke is made of small particles and gases. It's the fine particles, not visible to the human eye, that carry the greatest risk to human health, because they can be inhaled deep into the lungs and cause inflammation and irritation. This is how Mrs. Teresa Tam, Canada's Chief Public Health Officer, explains. Other components of the smoke can also irritate the eyes, nose, throat, and lungs. It even says that it could have long-lasting impact on a person's health. And the biggest health threat is particularly to whom? Seniors, pregnant women, people who smoke, infants, young children, people who work in the outdoors, people involved in strenuous outdoor exercise, people with an existing illness or chronic health conditions, such as cancer, diabetes, heart conditions, and respiratory conditions such as asthma. So I was thinking, as the Rebbe told us that we should see everything from the prism, from the perspective of Mashiach and Gula. What does this have to do? How does this fit into our anticipation of the imminent coming of Mashiach? And then it dawned on me, so obvious, so simple. And let me tell you what I think. Our sages tell us that in the Bet HaMikdash, in the Holy Temple, there were 10 daily miracles which occurred. Amongst them, it says, that although there was a continuous fire and smoke from the burning sacrifices, and that is burning flesh, burning bones, skin, hair, schmaltz, depending on what kind of sacrifice. And the odor from those sacrifices could have been very unpleasant. And the smoke could have been very unhealthy. Says the Gemara that no woman was ever ill affected, no woman ever miscarried from the smell of these sacrifices. Health Canada says that the wildfires are the most dangerous to pregnant women. Then it says further, the rain never extinguished the fire from the altar, although now they would hope for some rain and extinguish those fires. The wind never dispersed the pillar of smoke that ascended from the altar. So what we see over here is there were specific miracles related to the fire of the holy temple of the Beis HaMikdash. So maybe this is the message here. Torah is telling us, Kinderlach, don't get frightened by the coming of Beis HaMikdash because there will be a strong order from the Mizbeach. Today it's an issue, but in the time of Beis HaMikdash, time of Mashiach, nobody will be harmed. It will be a beautiful, perfect aroma. So Eibishter, we're ready to smell it.